Morning, happy Thursday. This is Make It Personal. I'm Pastor Terrell. This week we're talking about God, specifically the name of God. We talked about God the Father back in Exodus, helping the Israelites escape be delivered from Egypt. And now we're talking about Jesus. So I want to read a couple verses that have probably you've heard, but never quite seen before. So Genesis chapter 1 verse 3 says, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light, and he saw that it was good." However, I want you to read further. I'll just turn to it so I'm not misquoting it. So in Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, let there be light. But then, Genesis 1 verse 14, okay, God says, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night. Let this be a sign for seasons and for days and for years. Let there be lights in the expanse of heavens to give light on earth." He made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, the sun, and lesser light to govern the night, and he made the stars also. Verse 18, to govern the day and night, to separate light from darkness. That's when God created light. But what does it say in verse 3? How come it says in verse 3 God created light, but then in verse 15 he did it again? Well, in verse 14 to 18, this is what we would consider natural light. What it is it's a source of illumination in every sense. It's not just what you see, but it shows you what you see. Does that make sense? Now, in verse 3, when it said, let there be light, this is not just what you see. This is the fullness of life. This is the spark of mankind's essence. In essence, what he's saying is, in verse 3, let there be consciousness. Let there be life. The foundation of all life on earth was created. Listen to me. The foundation of all life on earth was created in Genesis 1 verse 3 when God said, let there be light. And I want you to hold that. This is the word of power and authority that laid the foundations of everything that was created. Now go to John chapter 1 verse 14. It says, in the beginning was the Word. Now 1:14 it says, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we saw his glory. Glory as the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. What does that mean? Verse 4. In him. In who? Jesus. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. This is the light of men that was created when God said, let there be light. He didn't do the sun and the stars and the moon until a little bit later. The very essence of what makes you alive is the Word of God. And this is the Word that became flesh in the person of Jesus. When it says Jesus rose from the dead, Jesus defeated death, Jesus was resurrected, Jesus gave us new life. He didn't give us a newly created life. He gave us the original created life. Mankind was created as an eternal being. We gave that away. Jesus restored it in his perfect light. That is beyond power. This is our God. Dwell on that today. God bless you.